Hey guys, is it working? I can't right now. Like, this is crazy. Like, I'm sitting here like Periscope wouldn't even, and the stream wouldn't initialize. Hey, yes, Sandrika. I mean, this is so funny. So, okay, YouTube, that's not gonna work. So, what I'm gonna do, if it's okay with you guys, and I know there's some people who are not on here. I'm going to put you guys, I'm going to make a Facebook group and I'm going to go live in the Facebook. Well, Ty, this was supposed to be private. Right, it was supposed to be 25, you know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be private, the class. So I'm going to put you guys in a Facebook group and I'm going to go live in the group. Is that okay? Okay, because this is, the YouTube is not trying to let me live. All right, but we're still going to go. And so if you're on here and you're not a part of the class, well, you're a part of the class now for tonight. Okay, right. It's all good. So I actually created for you a classroom. Right. I created for you guys a classroom. If you want to go there now, you can. Does everybody have, right, Lenora, I know. Does everybody have your computer or something in front of you? Do you want to go through the classroom real fast? I was going to share my screen with you, which would have been so much easier. But I can't right now, clearly. So, really easy to get into. Really easy to get into, okay? So, what I want you to do is you're going to go to Google Classrooms. You're going to type Google Classroom into your search bar. Maybe I can put my screen over here and you guys can kind of see, but then you're going to see like my messy desk and you're going to judge me. I don't care. There's no judgment in Jesus. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. Is that okay? I'm going to take this screen and I'm going to share it. I'm going to face this screen so I can show you the Google Classroom. Is that okay? We're just going to be bootleg. Boo. Is that okay? Okay, because I want you to see the classroom. Okay. Let's see. This is so awkward. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I know if you're like, okay. So this is the classroom. You can't really see it, but I don't want you to see it. I want you to go to it. So in your search bar, you're going to type in Google Classroom. You're going to type in Google Classroom. Turn this around a little bit. If you're dizzy now, like, sorry. All right, so when Google Classroom comes up, what you're going to see is create a new class or join class. And you're going to press or select join class. You're going to select join class. Okay, all right. When you hit select join class, it's going to ask you for a code. And the code is so tiny, it's ridiculous. So I'm going to call the code out and I need somebody to, okay. Yeah, I was going to share my screen with you guys. So funny. This will work. This is what you do. You just make it happen, Captain. Tell me when you're ready. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the instructions again, super easy. In your URL, in your search bar up here, you're gonna type in the web address, and the web address is going to be Google Classroom. You're just gonna type that in, Google Classroom. When you go into, when the link shows up, good, you're gonna press join class. And when you, okay. And when you hit join class, the code, I'm gonna have to say it out to you because it's too little. The code is going to be lowercase k, I, 0, 7, F, 6, X. I'll say it again. K, I, 0, 7, F, yep, y'all are in it. 6, X. Yes, y'all are in it. Hey, I know, this is so crazy. It's okay, I'm from Atlanta. We just make it happen, Captain. Okay, so good. Okay, so if you go to stream, yep, I won't let you join. Sandrika, you gave me a Gmail, right? Yeah, put the code in again. Because people are in the class, put the code in again. Because you have a Gmail. Put the code in again. Unless your Gmail you gave me is a work email. If it's a work email, your domain, the code, are y'all ready? It is, let me get the code back. K, I, lowercase, 0, I'm gonna come back for you, Jackie, 7, F, 6, X. Somebody type that code in again. Y'all are so quick. Let me write it down. Maybe I can just kind of, yep. KI 07 F6X. Jackie, I created a classroom. I created a classroom that you're going to refer back to, and this is going to be the community where we house these 3 sessions. And there's homework. You'll go in there. You'll see there's all kinds of stuff in there, and I'm going to keep adding to it. Right now, all that's in there is session 1. And so what you're going to do is you're going to type in your search bar. Hey, you're going to type in your search bar, Google Classroom. I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, there it is. That was bothering me. Yep, you're going to type in Google Classroom. Okay, you hit join class. Did you hit join class? And then when you hit just try it again, it may just been, put in a wrong character. KI 07 You shouldn't have to download an app, not for Google Classroom. Are you in Google Classroom? We're not going to be doing anything in the class tonight. If you can't get in the class, we'll get on the phone and I'll get you in the class. I just wanted you to see it tonight. But if you can't get in the class, then we'll get on the phone. I had to click on the Get Started line to enter into the Google Classroom. What are your options? Elaine, what are your options? It should say, let me do it. Okay, yeah, some of you guys are in. I don't know why Google's funny. It's so funny. If you gave me a Gmail that's on a work domain, then it's not going to pair, or a school domain, it's not going to pair. So it has to be just like a regular Gmail. Cannot be associated with a domain, if that makes sense. But I don't think anybody did that. The code is KI 07, thank you, Priya, 07 F6X. Okay. Then yeah, you should be able to get in. It's KI 07 F6X. Yes, so we're going to go live next time, and or I just may use Zoom or something, so because I really need to share my screen. Okay, so I see there are 11 people in the classroom. How many more people are trying to get in? Because I know some people, they can't do it because they're on their phone. So they're just going to stay in one place. And that's cool. Okay. Okay. We're not going to be really using, we're not going to be using the classroom tonight. So we'll get on the phone, and it's in my profile. In my profile, like if on Periscope, if you go to my profile, my email's right there. Yep. We'll get on the phone, and I'll walk you through to getting in the classroom, because I don't know what you're looking at. I don't know what. So I wish I could share my screen, because I was going to show you how to get there. Praise the Lord. Yeah, you're welcome. So if you cannot get in the classroom tonight, we're going to get together tomorrow, and I'm going to get you in the classroom. Okay. Yes, just share it with me, the Gmail, the new one that you create, and you'll get in the classroom. Or when you create the email, you can just go into the classroom, just save, you already have the code, hit join new class, put in the code, and you're in. It is the code to get into the classroom. It's the code. I created a classroom for the afterglow of our sessions together. And so there's homework in there, there's some worksheets in there. And so the classroom is actually kind of like an online classroom where you can upload your comments, all kinds of stuff. Okay. Okay. The code is KI. Okay. 07. Thank you, Priya. I didn't even read it. F6X. I know, Periscope. This is so just. Okay. Cool. Yep. KI07F6X. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yep. No, the K is lowercase. I don't know if that matters. I think it does. KI07F6X. All of your alphabet is lowercase. Good. Yeah, all of your alphabet is lowercase. All right, so if you're in, go to stream. Okay, so you guys see the welcome. Yay, y'all are already like, yes. Okay, so you can add your comments under any of the streams. All you see here is session 1. I'm not going to load session 2 until we get to session 2, because I know some of you guys will go ahead and we get on here and y'all will be teaching the class, and I'll be like, Jesus, they don't even need me anymore. Right? The stream, okay, so when you get on, I don't know what you're looking at since I'm the teacher, but there should be, the stream is at the top where it says like stream and then about. I don't know what you guys are looking at, because I'm looking at a different view since I'm the teacher. But the stream is how everything flows. So the first thing you should see is the welcome. That's called the stream. Yep, that's called the stream. So when you first get in that page it takes you to, everything is streaming. So you see like these different, yep, is it? Yep, that's your stream. Yep, classmates, all of that. So you see the welcome. Yep, you see the welcome. So underneath all of these little sections, right, underneath all of these little sections, you can add your comments or your work. There's going to be a discussion. And so tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to use both platforms to discuss. Okay, because we were supposed to be on YouTube Live where you guys could have commented. What's going to happen? It did not work. You hear me? YouTube tried to come for my life tonight. Yeah. And Google Hangouts got stuck because they pair together. And my whole screen was black. And I'm like, is anybody out there? I can't get... Okay, let me stop. Y'all did not come to be entertained. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take one of these streams. Right. And we are going to, under the welcome, we're going to use that tonight as comments. Is that okay? Okay. So... I was like, can anybody type in the chat? Okay, so this stream under welcome is where we're gonna, it is KI07F6X. KI07F6X. Let me know when you get in. Okay? So we're going to use, I'm going to type it in here, use this for chat. So, because I want you guys to, I want you guys to really chat tonight. So we're going to use the stream as chat, and I'm going to delete it. I'm going to delete it after tonight. Okay? If you guys want me to. And then just hit post. So you're just going to type in, oh, okay. So what you're going to do, Mama, is you're going to type in Google Classroom in your search bar. You're just going to type in Google Classroom. When you get to Google Classroom, press on the link and it's going to, open up for you. Let us know when you get there. All right. Okay. So when you get there, you see where it says join class. Click on join class, and then you're going to type in this code. Tell me when you're ready. All right, so is everybody in the stream? Okay, so y'all see where I said use this as chat? Keep the stream open, and all you got to do is just type and add, type and add. So this is what we're going to use as our live chat tonight. Or you can type into Periscope, but we know that's slow. And you can only type in so many, right? So the passcode, thank you, Priya, is KI07F6X. KI07F6X. Okay. Classroom.google.com. Okay. Google is the most. They're so special. I love you, Google. And YouTube. You're awesome. Okay. All right. If you cannot get in, I will get you in tomorrow. Okay? All right. So everybody's in the chat. I see everybody's like bada boom, bada bang. If you go down, everything that you see that's loaded in right now is under Module 1. It is under Module 1. Okay, so the first thing under the stream that we're using tonight, you're going to see introduce yourself. Who are you? We want to know who you are. What's going to come? There's something that's going to come out of this. There's an end result to this. We want to know who are you and upload a picture of yourself so we can put a face to the name. Who are you? You can tell us however you want to answer that. However you want to answer that. Who are you? You've read the book, so I'm sure your answers are going to go in line kind of with your thinking now. So who are you, and upload a picture of yourself. The next module is a SWOT analysis. And so we're going to have discussion right now, and then that's the one that we're going to all open up together, and we're going to talk about a SWOT analysis because you have an assignment connected to it, okay? So right now, don't worry about that. Let's just go back to where everybody is. Let's start the chat. So let's make sure it's open. All right. Thoughts about the book. Thoughts about the book. I don't care where you start. If you want to start the middle, if you want to say I had an aha moment, if you say the character that you identify with, thoughts about the book. What did you think? Had you guys read this book before? What'd you think? Didn't finish it, but I identified with him and Ha. Okay, okay. Why did you identify with him and Ha? Or who, out of the two, which one did you identify with the most? Out of the two, who did you identify with the most? If you're going to say I identify with Sniff and Scurry, out of the two, who did you identify with the most? Ha. Okay. Okay. Why did you identify with Ha the most? What about him? What about his character did you see in yourself? What in the character did you see in yourself? Is this stream working? Are you guys typing in the stream? You can just type in the chat on the Periscope if it's not working. Are you okay? Because mine is not. It's not updating or something. I don't know. Okay. Identify with Ha. A little slow to get there, but eventually, when it hurt, he moved. That's good. That's good. When he hurt, it moved. He moved. That's good. That's good. Okay. Who else? Who did you identify with? Did anybody say? Really? Where is everybody? Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so guys, I'm going to move down to that stream. I see under the video. It's cool. Where the thread that's underneath the video, go ahead and start typing in that one, because right now we have people typing in 2 different spaces. Everybody move to the thread that's underneath the video. And I made you guys a Google Slides presentation that's full of activities. Go ahead and start typing in there so we can all be in one place. We can all be in one place. I love the book, The Aha Moments on Several Situations in Life. Absolutely. I've read the book before, but this time around it was a different perspective on procrastination and dealing with change. Sandrika, I love that. I love that. I love that. I know you're fine. You're fine. How many of you guys picked up on the whole procrastination piece, or did you even see it as procrastination? Did you see it as fear, or did you see it as procrastination? When they didn't smell the cheese, right? The cheese was disappearing. They were getting up late. They were sauntering in the cheese room. Was it fear or was it procrastination? What do you think? Here, I was wondering, where did, both, okay. Okay, who says fear? Who says procrastination? Who says both? And if you say both, why do you say both? Yes, both. Both fear and procrastination. Why do you say both? First time being introduced to the book? Yes, procrastination. Okay, I thought fear. For the people who say fear, tell us why you're saying fear. For the people who are saying procrastination, why are you saying procrastination? And the people who are saying both, why are you saying both? He would rather die than change. I think it was fear. That's good. And you're talking about him. Jacqueline said both. I saw it as fear, but procrastination and fear are often linked. Yes, 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 yes. So I hope you have, if you're on your computer, just pull up some notes. Or if you have something to write with, let's go ahead and let's start taking notes, okay? A lot of times when we procrastinate, it's not that we're procrastinating because we're lazy. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're not focused. A lot of time what's going on under that layer is anxiety. It's anxiety because your subconscious is picking up that something is moving in the scenario and the situation that I'm not ready to deal with. How many of us has been there? How many of us has been there? I saw it as fear because they were comfortable with the security. Absolutely. When we get secure, how many of you guys are familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? When, I'm reading your comments. Okay. When we get to a place where our basic needs are being met really good, right? And then we get to the next rung and we are accepted into a tribe. So here we see relationships. Him and Ha go together, and Sniff and Scurry went together. So they were part of their own tribe of 2, even though both sets of the relationships were connected. Did they see themselves as being connected? Did Sniff and Scurry and him and Ha, did they see themselves as really being connected? They lived next door to each other and they pretty much, ran in the same circles. Okay, that was lame. But you guys get where I was going with that. Did they see that? Yep. No, not really. They didn't, did they? There was a disconnect, even though they were even in the same circles. And so put a pin and drop right there, because we're going to go back to the disconnect and we're going to examine both of these relationships and the tribe and the tribe. If you're not familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I need you to write that down. Maslow, M-A-S-L-O-W. Some of you guys probably visited a long time ago. Revisit it again. Revisit it again. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And this explains human behavior, especially in relation to how we buy, how we deal with life, how we interact with life, how we interact with people. And when we look at the needs, when we do a needs assessment, then we can understand M-A-S-L-O-W. We can understand why people buy the way they buy. We can almost look at a demographic or a profile of a person, and we can tell you what their buying behavior is going to be, what their purchase behavior is going to be. And if they stay on this road, we can tell you what their finances are going to look like. We can tell you types of diseases they're going to have as they grow older. Why? Because of this. It's in sociology and psychology. That's where we see this. But it's played out a lot in marketing. Marketers use it a lot to forecast buying behavior of their consumers. Okay? All right. So, yes. Thank you, Ty. You're so sweet. I love you. So when we're looking at these two people and we're seeing, you're kind of identifying, you're seeing yourself. And so you see him and Ha, right? And they were different because they had reasoning power and reasoning ability, right? Reasoning power and reasoning ability. And so their process of processing was different than Sniff and Scurry, right? Did Sniff and Scurry have the ability? Do you think they had the ability to even procrastinate? Do you think it was possible for Sniff and Scurry to even procrastinate or to operate in fear? Why or why not? No. Why not, Donnie? Y'all awfully quiet. Everybody waiting on Donnie. All eyes on you. I think they have, but they chose not to. Okay, Lenora, I see you. Not really, as they moved when necessary. They moved when necessary. That's good. That's good. Yes, but they chose not to. So what I'm hearing is you're saying that they had a belief set. They had a value system they made a decision that when we see certain triggers or certain things going on in our environment, we're going to use our instinct. Is that possible? Is it possible to have a mindset of instinct? And how is that so? Because, in the book, it makes it seem like the little people were looking at the mice as if the mice were not as smart, right? Or the mice, they weren't as intelligent. They were kind of a different class. They were a different class. But what you guys are suggesting that has nothing to do with it at all, that it's more of a mindset. No, because animals and rodents act out of instinct. Right. But we have instincts. We have instincts too, Joyce. No, they recognize change. Yes. Right. Exactly. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to throw out something new to you. Do you think that their perception of cheese, their perception of the cheese is what caused them to move or not to move? When you go back and you read the book, every time the cheese is referred to the mice and cheese, was the cheese capitalized? And when the cheese was referred to with the humans, was the cheese capitalized? And so when we look at the variation of how we're looking at the cheese, if we know if it's capitalized, it's a proper noun. It's a person, place, or a thing. And if it's a proper noun, then does that carry more weight? Does that mean that there's more of an investment? If there's more of an investment in something in my life, then do my instincts carry a lesser weight when something in my life has the weight of investment? how the price tag of value for the things that is in our life, is it causing us to procrastinate or get stuck in fear, while in other areas we breeze right through because we don't have an investment placed on it? Is this making sense? Yep. How did Ha refer? What was his? What can we infer? What can we tell about Ha's his response to the cheese moving? Not Ha, him. How did him react to the cheese moving? What was some of his responses? If you have your book, you can just kind of, it's not a trick question. Yeah, don't pull it from your memory. Just go to the book. One of them was, this isn't fair, right? This isn't fair. He was angry. He was blaming, right? He was blaming. I worked hard for this, right? And so by his response, he was emotionally invested. Yep. Slow frustration, blame. He was emotionally invested in the cheese. The cheese meant something different to him. The cheese meant something else to him than what it meant to the mice. Right? And so now let's segue back to our lives. Let's toggle back and forth. When we go to the assignment where we're going to do a SWOT analysis, underneath that there's going to be another assignment, and you're going to have to assign things in your life as cheese. Lowercase cheese and uppercase cheese, right? Lowercase cheese and uppercase cheese. What in your life have you assigned a weight to that is weighing you down? Because of the investment, you won't move. Because of the investment, you are trying to make something happen because you assigned a certain weight to it. And so now it carries a different meaning in your life. If I move from the place of this cheese, but when you do, Rosette, when you do the assignment, I want you to put their names in the document. Put their names in the document. Because you're going to see on the other side with the little cheese, with the lowercase cheese, there's going to be people over there too. There's going to be people on both sides. But the little cheese people, if you will, they're the big cheese and the little cheese people, you kind of don't care what they think, right? You don't care how they judge you as much. You don't care the value that they've assigned to what comes out of your life. But then on this other side, why do you care about what these people think? Why do you care about the value they've assigned to your life? Why? This is what you need to know. Why have you given certain power, so much power to certain people? If I lose my cheese, right? If I lose my cheese, then I feel like some big cheese, some big people in my life are going to feel some kind of way about me. They're not going to let me stay in the tribe. Come on. Come on. Tribes are big. I know we live in this millennial area where everybody's like, I don't like that word. I don't like that word tribe. I don't like that word tribe. Well, and this is not going to be a Jesus scope. But come here, tribes. Come here, tribes. Why did we need tribes? What is the purpose of a tribe? In your tribe, you get protection. With your tribe, you make sure you eat. Life is sustained inside of your tribe. Your tribe defines who you are. You find who you are inside of your tribe. You find who you are inside of your tribe. And so when you've been received in a group, when you've been in a group and you are safe, when you've been in a group and you're fed, your basic needs are met, when you've been in a group and you've been approved, and now if I lose something, now if I do something, this group won't receive me anymore, then at all costs, I'm going to do whatever I can to stay within the tribe. But the tribe could be killing you because they may not be your tribe. What if Sniff and Scurry had said, we care what these little people think about us? We care. And so we perceive that the cheese is starting to dwindle. We perceive that our basic needs are dwindling. Okay, now we're about to stretch these apart again. Why can some people hit financial hard times and they will go work anywhere? They don't care. They're like, we hitting some hard times. I lost my job. I'm going to go pick up 4 jobs, 2 at McDonald's, 1 at Wendy's, and I'm going to scrub floors somewhere else. But then somebody else hits the same hard times and they won't do it. Because they perceive, if I go here and I choose to do something else, the value of my person diminishes. The value of my person, pride, yes, it diminishes. So I'll die before my person is diminished. I'll die before my reputation is diminished. Is this making sense? Is this making sense? Same scenario. Sniff and scurry, him and haw. Same scenario. But because they saw it differently, it was a mindset. This is just work. This is just the means to an end. This is just to make sure the bills are paid. This is just to make sure, right? Come here. People who have, let's split them apart. People who have more degrees. People who are, they've been different places in life. When they fall, the higher they are, the harder they fall. Why? Because who they are is kind of wrapped up in where I've been. Who I am is kind of wrapped up inside of my education. And so it's almost as if I hit hard times, I cannot just make it happen. I'm not allowed to hustle. I've got to stay inside of my box, even if it kills me. Even if it kills me. And so for us, I know you guys, we read the book. We thought this was going to be about change. Surprise! It's not. It's not about change. It's not about change. It is about finding the places in our paradigms, in our worldviews, what's going on in our life that needs to be recategorized. Change is always happening, even if we don't feel like we're changing, even if we don't want to receive the change. Change is always happening. So it's not necessarily about managing the change, right? It's really about moving in what's already happening. Yep. It's just about moving in what is already happening. And so number one, we have to find out where our investments lie. Where do your investments lie? Who holds keys in your life that can keep you stuck or that can move you forward? Who in your life have you given permission to rule over you? If you can keep me stuck, if you can keep me from not moving, you have rulership in my life. Or what in your life have you assigned weight, and it's a big cheese, and it's really not the weight of value, it is the weight of grief. Is this making sense? Him, ha, sniff, and scurry, those are just states of where we are in our mind. It's just ways of thinking. It's just ways of thinking, right? There is value in each of these states. There's value for being a sniffer, somebody who can smell, somebody who can smell change on the horizon. There's value in somebody who moves quickly. There's value in that, right? There's value in somebody who wants to stand in wisdom and wait and see where this is going to go instead of just running forward. All of these characters have two sides to them. And so we have to honor each side that is profitable to that character, if this is making sense. Meaning him, we know that he was dealing with fear. We know that he was dealing with a lot of things that need to be broken in his mindset, but we understand that he was tenacious. We can tell by his speech, he was tenacious, right? He was tenacious. He said, I worked hard for this. I mean, I didn't let go. It means, I did what I had to do. I climbed certain ladders, right? And so now I'm tired, and that's why I'm kind of clinging to this. But yep, he was comfortable, but he was comfortable for a reason. By his speech, we can kind of tell he worked hard to get where he was, and there's honor in that. He wasn't just trying to, move on to the next big thing. He had an investment in where he decided to put his hand. He had an investment in it. He said, if I'm going to do this, then this is where I want to stay. Is this making sense? If I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do it. And he did it, and he had a level of success with it, which is fine. And we have to honor that. We have to honor that. There is something to be said about people who will stay and do one thing instead of saying, you know what? I don't like this. Let me move on. Okay. All right. I love you. There's honor in people who are like, you know what? I'm going to stay. I'm going to, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And so I'll keep the chat up so you can see the chat too. Who say, you know what? We're going to fight through this. We're not going to give up. We're going to keep plowing ahead because we believe in what we're doing, versus people who are like scurrying, right? I don't like this. I don't like the way this feels. There's two sides to the coin. There's two sides to this. And so one, for those of you guys who said, you know what, I see the him in me. I see, I've been slow to change. There's that side of it. Why are you slow to change? And that's what we're going to explore as we go deeper into the book, as we go deeper into in these sessions. Why have you been sluggish? And we'll see that you've been sluggish, not because you're so staunch or you don't want to learn, but because there's some sort of fear that's there. There's some sort of fear that's there. But then on the other side of that, some people are loyal to the process. And there's nothing wrong with being loyal to the process. There's nothing wrong with wanting to see the end. There's nothing wrong with wanting to finish a thing. There's nothing wrong with that. And so people who are like that, they're seen as being not as agile as somebody who's always looking, who's always moving, who's really energetic, right? Move. And so we think about younger people, millennials, who they're always like shoes hanging around their neck, right? They'll get a job. They'll keep the job for 2 months. And then you have older people who they've been on the job for maybe 15 years. They've been married to the same person. They want to settle because they understand when I do the same thing over time, there is success in that and there's honor in that. Versus the generation of move. If you don't like it, do the next thing. If you don't like it, keep doing it until you find the thing that you like to do. And then you stay there for a minute, right? And so when you see him, don't think of it, or when you see yourself in him, don't think of it as, oh my gosh, I'm slow to change, I'm a stick in the mud, I'm this, that, and the other. No. You have to honor that tenacious, loyal side of who you are. And so other people may have seen themselves as scurry, right? Sniff and scurry. They were in a relationship, right? They had to be, because Sniff didn't run fast and scurry didn't smell. On their own, that's a disaster. On their own, that is a disaster. They're a half-baked cake, right? They're a half-baked cake. So being able to just go run from place to place to place to place, you're never going to settle. You're never going to have, right? You're never going to have a measure of success beyond yesterday. Because you're really not going to know what success really is, because you're not staying there long enough to figure out what success is for you. Right? Right. So both of these relationships were in partnerships, right? Him and Ha needed each other. They needed each other to a certain point, but then we see a split happen. We see a split happen, and we see leadership emerge. How do we see leadership emerge in the relationship of him and Ha? How do we see leadership emerge in the relationship of him and Ha? Not codependency, right? Leadership. Where did it emerge? Yep, he made a decision to move on, but then he did what when he moved on? What did he do as he was moving on? He took initiative. Yes, ma'am. He rose up and he went forth to search. Absolutely. So we see the trailblazer. So because now we're talking about leadership. Inside of every leader, there's a trailblazer. But where do we see leadership with Ha? Where do we see the leadership? He learned from the notes. Yes. Yes. Loyalty and following. Yeah, but him was slowly dying. Absolutely. Ha left the notes. Yep. They were kind of like breadcrumbs. He was taking his experience and he was writing it on the walls for the people that was coming behind him. He was hoping that the person he started out with would get over what was ever he was going to get over. Real leadership is, I'm not going to rise up and leave you. He had to rise up because he was trying to save them both. If I stay here, we're both going to die. If one of us doesn't get up, we're both going to die. So I'm going to get up, but I'm not going to leave you. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go search and I'm gonna blaze this trail. I'm gonna go into uncharted territory, but I'm doing it for us. Did y'all see that? I'm doing that for us. And so a lot of you guys are in positions where you started out with people and you're in a tribe with people, but you're dying with the people. His voice carried more weight than Ha's voice carried. Did y'all catch that? When him really wanted to rise up, when him really wanted to rise up, or Ha wanted to really rise up, him would say something and Ha would back down. Him was the person that Ha saw as the leader until he was dying. And then at the point of his pain, that's when the leader in him emerged. That's when the trailblazer in him emerged, and we see who the real leader is. So for you, there's a lot of people on here who you are in. We're all in a whole bunch of different scenarios and situations all the time, right? A lot of different tribes. You may not be the leader, the person with the shirt on that says the leader, but there's still a trailblazer on the inside of you. And so for a lot of you guys, there's a voice that's been rising up in you for the last couple of months. But then somebody will say something and you'll just kind of keep it quiet. You'll just kind of keep it quiet, right? Because they're the leader. They're the one that they've been here. They're the one that has put their time in. They're the one that showed me the ropes. They're the one with all the wisdom. They're the one with all the knowledge. They're the one with all the acumen. But you're the one with the trailblaze. Anything that's not moving forward is dying. Anything that is not moving forward is dying. And so a lot of you guys are in places that are not moving forward. There's no such thing as just sitting there. Either you're moving forward, you're growing, or you're dying. You're growing or you're dying. And so you are the source of new life. You are the source of transformation. Is it going to be easy? Absolutely not. Why? Why is it not going to be easy? Because a trailblazer goes alone. Did y'all catch that? If him had a went with Ha, do you think they would have made it? It's okay. It's okay to leave people and then to go forward, but then to set up a system that they can follow behind or go back and get them. What it's not okay to do is to die because you're hesitant about leading and leaving the person who was leading you. Is this making sense? And so now we're in a place where you got to examine all of the circles that you were in. Pinpoint the places where the sound of the trailblazer is arising in you. Yes, Ty. the sound of the trailblazer, new processes, new ideas. Come on. Where you are, it's real stale. There's no fresh air, right? And so every time you go in this circle, you feel like you're suffocating. If you feel like you're suffocating, the trailblazer is arising in you. The trailblazer is arising in you. Trailblazing, that means that you are getting ready to beat a path that has never been beaten before. There isn't a road. There isn't a path. All there is a thick jungle, yourself, and maybe a machete. That's it. That's it. But in order for not only you, because here's the thing, a real trailblazer is a leader. The only reason why I'm going to risk my life to go into a jungle, to go into a forest, to go into territory that nobody has gone into before, it's not about me. It's about you. It's about you. The trailblazer in you, the leader in you, yes, the leader in you will die. You will feel yourself dying, even though you're moving around, you're walking around, you'll be sitting in meetings and it'll literally feel like your spirit is walking away. You'll get on the phone with people and you'll feel like no spark, no pizzazz, no nothing. And if you don't move, what's happening is your flame is dimming. Your light is going out. And what happens when the trailblazer's light goes out? Nobody's going to get up. Nobody's going to be able to see their way. This is about courage. This is about courage. The courage to trailblaze and the courage to lead, but to do it in wisdom. Yes. To do it in wisdom. Is this making sense? Is this making sense? Yes, yes. The light is dimming. Yes. And so as we go through these sessions, my job, our job as a community is to let this be a place of courage, a courage community where there cannot be any circle, any tribe that you're a part of getting ready to die. You cannot let it die. And so the only way that I can ensure that death is not near any of the organizations or the organisms that I am connected to is I have to reassess. Yes, I have to reassess what I've assigned in my life as big cheese and little cheese. That's number one. But then number two, even these people that I am with, even though they're leading me, even though they've brought me to a certain point, if I see the organization or the organism or the tribe or the circle dying, it is my responsibility. It is my call to get up and to blaze a trail by hook or by crook. To smell the cheese and know when it's getting old. We're going to have an assignment, probably the next session, where we're going to deal with all of the sayings. Yep, we're going to deal with all of the sayings. So now I want you to go down to the module that says SWOT homework. No, go down to the big cheese. Go to the big cheese first. And then we'll go to the SWOT. Okay, everybody go to the big cheese and open that link. The big cheese. My internet's moving so slow, guys. It's ridiculous. Is everybody there? You're going to go to the big cheese stream. Okay, the big cheese. Everybody there? My internet's moving so slow. I don't know what is going on. Okay. Okay. We're waiting on you, Prophet. Let us know when you get there. let us know when you get there. All right. Go to the one underneath it. And it says the big cheese. Go to the one underneath it. Just go down one more in the stream. You're fine. Okay. Okay, open it up. Does everybody know how to copy a document in Google Docs? You're going to go to File. Because right now you can only view my document. Yeah, so I'm going to show you how to copy this so you can make it your own and type in it, okay? So you're going to go to File, and you're going to go down to Make a Copy. You see that? File, and you're going to go down to Make a Copy. It's under Rename. You're going to go ahead and click Make a Copy. And you see how it says copy of the big cheese? Go ahead and hit OK. Now a new document's going to open and you can type in that document. It's now your document. Y'all need me to say that again? All of these documents I want you to make a copy of because I want you to type inside of the document. I don't want you to have to get out paper and all that stuff. You can type inside of the document. Okay, so just go to File, Copy, copy the document. Now it's yours. What's not happening? What do you mean, Rose? I don't know what you mean. And you can rename it if you want, but copy of the big cheese, I mean, that's pretty. You're not seeing the file? Okay. In the stream, in the classroom stream. No, you don't have to copy and paste. No. Just hit make a copy. Don't copy and paste. You don't have to do that. In the stream, you're going to go down to the category or in the stream that's called a thread. You're going to go to the one that says the big cheese. It's underneath the SWOT analysis. It says the big cheese. And there's a link. No, you don't have to copy and paste. Go to, let me go back to the document. You're going to go to File, click on File, and then you see where it says Make a Copy. Yep, when you see where it says Make a Copy, just click Make a Copy. And then you see that? It says Copy Document, and it says Copy of the big cheese. Hit OK. And a new document will open up. Okay. Are you in the stream, Jackie? Go all the way down to the bottom. Oh, you're on your phone? It still should be on your phone. Yeah, maybe it may not, I don't know how it's, it's kind of small. It's not like a big picture or anything like that. So it's going to be all the way at the bottom of the stream on that first page, all the way at the bottom. It's not that big. The documents are not that big. There's only one document that's big. Because it's a presentation. Do you see it, Rosette? It's all the way at the bottom. It's called the big cheese. The document's not big. When you say how big is the document, what do you mean? Oh, it's downloading? Okay. Okay. If you have a Google account, you could have just okay, I didn't know if you couldn't see it. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you could see it. Okay, well, if you're opening this up on your iPad and you have Google Drive, it's going to go straight into your Google Drive. So just make a copy. It's not much. It doesn't take up much. It doesn't, but you don't save it on your computer, save it inside of your Google Drive. Don't save any of this stuff on your computer, save it on your Google Drive, okay? But here's the thing, if you don't want to write in the document, then just leave it here. I'm not going to take the classroom down. I'm not going to take the classroom down. So if you don't want to write in the document, if you don't want to write in the document, then you just don't write in the document, okay? But you don't save these on your computer, just save it inside of your Google Drive. Okay, so is everybody looking at the document except for Rose because it's downloading? Okay, so this is dealing with the cheese. Okay. Okay. No, don't worry about your chat. Just stay inside of the document. Just stay inside of the document, and you can type in here. You can type in here. Or if you click on comments, you should be able to maybe comment on the inside of the Google Doc. I don't know. You can try that, but let's just kind of talk through this, because you're going to do this offline, okay? We're going to do this offline. The more important the cheese is to you, the more you want to hold on to it, right? The more you want to hold on to it. So if I'm holding on to something that's holding me back, something's going to have to give. Either the cheese is going to win. I will worry about typing in it later. Okay. Yeah, or we'll get online when you're on your computer. We can get online and we can get all these documents to you. Okay. If it's holding you back, you're in an epic battle. You're in an epic battle. And so here's the thing. If I'm holding on to something that's holding me back, then I'm giving away my power and my authority. I'm giving away my creativity. Some of you guys have been saying for a long time, I'm not motivated. Some of you guys have been saying for a long time, I don't feel motivated. Like, I feel like I need more energy, or new ideas come, and you know you're supposed to be doing new things. But even when you sit down to do the new thing, you don't feel as motivated as you feel like you should. If this is making sense. You don't feel like, you know, I feel like I should be more excited. I feel like I should want to do this. I feel like, and you see yourself putting it off. You see yourself kind of moving slowly toward it. And it's only because you've been holding on to something that's been stealing your motivation. It's been stealing your energy. And so now your energy has been stolen for so long. Now that you're sitting at the place of purpose, you've used up all of your energy. Because you're fighting, you're in this epic battle to just stay standing. Because you haven't had the courage to let some things go. You haven't had the courage to let some people go. You haven't had the courage to take the investment, to take the value, the price tag. Cost versus value. Whatever you put value on, it's going to cost you. What are you willing to pay for what you value? If you're taking notes, you might want to write that down. Cost versus value. Whatever you value, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. What are you willing to pay to have this thing of value? What are you willing to give up? And so when I have something that I've put value on and I've never gone back to reassess, is it appreciating in value or is it depreciating? And I've never gone back to assess what's happening as it's costing me. It's not just costing me time, it's costing me resource of motivation, resource of energy, resource of creativity. So it's killing me before I even get to the table to do my purpose. Cost versus value. Okay? Let's jump down to the categorization. So over the next week or so, you see the big cheese and the little cheese in the bottom of the diagram, and the little table in the bottom. Fill it in. And be brutally honest. Be brutally honest. I mean, as honest as you can be. Some of you guys, you got your mama's voice in your life as a big cheese. It matters so much what your mother thinks about what you're doing with your grown life, that it has held you back from sitting at the table with your purpose. And so you're fighting against cost versus value. It's costing you valuable resource of energy, motivation, fire. Come on. Paul told Timothy, stir up the fire, stir up the flame, stir it up, right? So that means that takes energy. That means that it can go out. That means if I don't watch it, the flame is going to die. And so when the flame goes out, we all know it's harder to get that fire back going once the fire has gone out. It's harder to get it back. And so if I've been holding on to something, if I have placed the wrong valuation on some cheese and it holds too much weight, it could be costing me my fire. And so now I'm really sitting at the seat of purpose. I'm sitting at the table of purpose and I don't have any more fire. And so I'm thinking there's something wrong with me. Okay, I'm feeling that there's something wrong with me. I don't know what's going on. I'm standing in prayer lines. Oh, woe is me. Oh, God, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And it's only because you need to go back and assess the cheese. Where is the weight distributed? Where is the value distributed? And be honest. And so once you fill that in, carefully examine the list. Which items need to be moved and which items need to be removed? What is holding you back in your mind? What is holding you back? Come on. In your processes, all because of an ideology of a price tag that you placed on a person, a place, or a thing. The only reason why something should be a big cheese in my life is because it's pushing me forward. The only way something gets the seat of big cheese in my life is because it's pushing me forward. That's the only way. The only way something gets the seat of big cheese in my life is because it gets behind me and it motivates me. Come on, you look at your children and then you roll over and you get out of bed and you run to work. Big cheese, right? Big cheese. But if you got a group of girlfriends and it's frenemies, it's tearing you down, it's keeping up with each other, who can have the baddest purse, who can have the baddest man, that's not building you. That's not true motivation. That's not sincere motivation. You don't like being in that circle, but you feel like it's your tribe. So it's killing your fire. It's killing your fire. And so as you're going through this exercise, you're going to see right in front of you what you have put a price tag of weight on. What is weighing you down? And the question of the day is, should it be weighing me down? Is the weight a weight or is the weight a glory? Is the weight a weight? Dragging. I can barely move. It's taking my energy. Or is the weight a glory? When somebody puts their glory on me, they come on. If I hold your feet to the fire, if I put responsibility on you, if I make you be accountable, come on. If you're saying, hey, Annice, do this, you could be better. Annice, have you tried this? That is a weight of glory. That person is sowing into me, even though they're being hard on me. Come on. Even though they're requiring me to be accountable, even though they're requiring me to step up responsibility, that is a weight that I get to benefit from the glory. Why? Because it's making me better. It's growing me up. It's causing me to walk out in excellence. If you have people, hear me when I say this, if you have people assigned to the big cheese category, and they are, hey, how are you? And they are not putting the weight of glory on you. They are not pushing you to be better. They're not, even in their honesty, you know that their honesty is truth. Because they want to see you be the very best you can be. If there are people who are not doing that, you need to remove them out of this category. And I don't care who they are. The big cheese is what is influencing you. That's what it is. The big cheese is the why you are the way you are. The big cheese is the why to why you show up the way you show up. That's what the big cheese represents. Is this making sense? If it's a big cheese, yeah. If it's a big cheese, yeah, they're in your best interest. Yep, absolutely. When I mentor, when I coach somebody, right? What I'm requiring you to do, I get no benefit from. I get no benefit from. But I'm requiring you to be accountable. Why? Because I so believe in you. I'm not going to let you live like this. If the voices in your corner are not speaking that to you, it's time for you to find a new room of new cheese. Is this making sense? I feel like I need to go back to the, is anybody commenting anywhere? Yep. Yes. Yes. Okay. Now, so you're going to fill that in over the next week or so. Okay. So we understand that. Now go to the SWOT analysis. After you fill this in, now we get into the good stuff. Go to the SWOT analysis. Go to the SWOT analysis. All right, now we're getting into the meat of the matter. When we get into our second session, it's going to be kind of heavy. It's going to be kind of heavy. So when you're doing these documents, I need you to be brutally honest. I need you to be super honest. You don't have to share these if you don't want to. If you want to share some things, go back in the classroom and just, add or whatever. Be brutally honest, okay? A SWOT analysis, yes, make a copy. These are yours. These are yours. Thank you, Ty. These are your documents. Make a copy. And hey, you can even, take out some of this stuff and you can, pass this on. Make your kids do a SWOT analysis. Invite your spouse to do a SWOT analysis. A lot of times we are the way we are and we show up the way we are because we never assess who are we. I'm never accountable to how I'm showing up because I never sit down to say, who am I? And that's what a SWOT analysis is going to force you to do. It's going to force you to do that, okay? So a SWOT analysis, this is what it is. This grid, this is what it is. Strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats. Strengths and weaknesses deal with your internal environment. Say internal environment. It deals with your internal environment. That means these are things I can control. These are things I can control. I can control whether or not I'm disciplined. I can control, level of training. I can control, how I show up, tenacity. I can control courage. Things I can control. Strengths and weaknesses. Opportunities and threats are your external environment. These are things that you cannot control, but they affect your outcomes. They affect your outcomes. And so come on, eyes wide open, sniffing the cheese. The cheese is dwindling, right? You can't, they didn't have refrigerators, I guess. I guess they was eating moldy cheese anyway, because the cheese, I'm thinking too deep because the cheese wasn't in the refrigerator. But anyway, they didn't sniff the cheese to see if it was moldy, right? You're just eating the cheese. The cheese molding is outside of, it represents it being right. It represents it being outside of something you can control. The cheese dwindling, meaning it not being replaced. They could not produce cheese. They were relying upon somebody else to get cheese. And so they could not, it was out of their control whether or not the cheese was going to be replaced. That was out of their control. However, being able to stand in your external environment and see your opportunities and see your threats. If you're taking notes, this is where I need you to start taking notes. Where every opportunity has a threat associated with it. Every opportunity has a threat associated with it. Come here, new business owners. Come here, people who want to open a ministry. Come here, people who are going to get married. It's an opportunity, but there's threats that are associated with it. Sit down and count up the costs. Understand what this really is that you're getting ready to enter into. And acknowledge the threats. Acknowledge the barriers. Acknowledge what could come up against you. Yes. Yes. Is this making sense? Acknowledge it. Understand. Every room that you stand in, every place that you stand in, there is the opportunity of opportunity. Here's the thing about an opportunity. Opportunity is neutral. I need you to write that down. Opportunity is neutral. Opportunity is neither good or bad. That's what you do with it makes it good or bad. Opportunity is neutral. You have the opportunity to rob a bank and you have an opportunity not to. An opportunity is just a choice. It is neutral. And so every time you show up in your external environment, there's the opportunity to show up and there's the opportunity to not show up, to not see it, to not engage. Yep. What you do with your opportunities, what you do with every day, what you do with every moment, what you do with every choice, what you do with every decision. Is this making sense? It is going to yield for you a good or bad situation. Opportunity is neutral. Even if something looks like it is a great opportunity or a positive opportunity, what you do with it makes it good or bad. All of us have been in great opportunities that went south, right? All of us have entered into opportunities where we said, this was going to be great. This is going to be a great situation. I'm going to take this job. It's going to be awesome. And then 3 weeks later, you were fired or you quit. Why? There were some variables that you did not take into account. Threats. So let's deal with your strengths and your weaknesses. What are you really good at? And so I want you to, like on a separate sheet of paper within the next week, I want you to list. I don't care if you like, I am good at digging wax out my left ear. Write it down. Write it down. Every single thing you are good at. You need to know what you're good at. Most of you guys, most of us are not acknowledging all of the stuff we're good at. We only acknowledge the things that we're paid for. We acknowledge the things, well, I know I'm a good parent, right? Because my child is alive. I know I'm a good employee because blah, 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 blah. But there's so much more to you, right? There's so much more to you that you're not even acknowledging. What are you good at? What are you good at? And I need you to write it all down. I need you to go there. I'm good at problem solving. I'm good at listening to other people's problems and not offering my opinion. Write it down. Write it down. Everything you are good at. It is time for you to acknowledge your skills. It is time for you to acknowledge your strengths, because these are the things that carry you into your opportunities. These are the things you didn't realize, that when you're able to listen to other people's problems and not comment, that's why your boss likes you so much. It's not because you do such a good job. They like your character. They like the fact that you're a good listener. Good listeners are hard to come by. But you don't even acknowledge that you're a good listener. Being a good listener will make you appear to be more charismatic. When you're more charismatic, you're going to get more opportunities extended to you. Yep. You're going to have more doors open to you just by being charismatic. Part of being charismatic is being a good listener. Part of being a good listener is letting someone talk and you don't offer your opinion. You just let them talk. Even if you guys are in a disagreement. Even if you're disagreeing with somebody, if you let the other person get it all out without sitting there rebutting and having something to say, you just let them talk, they're going to like you more. And later on, they're going to be more apt to not only listen to what you say, they're going to be more apt to do it. All because you've listened without a response. I need you to acknowledge everything you're good at. Not this fake humility. It's all Jesus. It's all Jesus. It's Jesus. We know it's Jesus, boo. We know it's Jesus. Give him glory. Write the list. Give him glory and write the list, okay? And I don't want you to be like, well, this is stupid. Like I just said, I clean out my left ear really, really good, right? You're like, well, that's dumb. I'm not going to write that down. I'm not going to write. No, write it down. Acknowledge who you are. And then your weaknesses. Your weaknesses. Here's the thing about strengths and weaknesses and opportunities and threats. something that is a strength can also be a weakness. Because I listen so well, I never talk. So people always overstep their boundaries with me because they don't know what my boundaries are, because nobody's listening. So you see how it showed up as a strength? Now it's also a weakness, because you need to be able to let people know what your boundaries are. So when I get in the opportunity, relationships don't begin to fail and flail. Yes, ma'am. Right? And so people will come to you and then they'll leave you high and dry. And then, you'll lose friendships when they feel like you were going through a season and you didn't come check on me, but they didn't realize that you was going through because they don't know you. So just because when something shows up as a strength, you need to be just as honest as, is this a weakness, right? I'm very energetic. I'm so energetic. People love my high energy. Okay, that's a strength. But it's a weakness because you don't know how to subdue it when you get to the table and your energy needs to be scaled back a little bit. So you seem foolish and you seem immature. Strengths and weaknesses. You need to be honest about the places that you're a little weaker in. Yep. Because what happens with your weaknesses, if you're taking notes, what happens with your weaknesses is every 3 months, you start a new cycle of working on a group of weaknesses. You want your weaknesses to become strengths. And even if something is strong in comparison to other people, if it is subpar in your life, it is a weakness to you. You are only as strong as your weakest areas. Is this making sense? I feel like I should be reading comments somewhere, and I just don't know where to go to read the comments. I just don't know where to go. Is anybody commenting anywhere? Like, what? Okay. Okay. Because if I'm going too fast, or if you have a question, should I be going somewhere to read your comments, or are you guys all just looking at this page? Because I'll go and look at the comments. Okay, let me go back over here. Okay. I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking. Yes, all over the place. Okay, where should I go? Am I looking for questions anymore? Okay, I'm going to go. Okay, it makes sense. Okay. All right. So, okay, under SWAT, okay. I'm like, I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking, guys. All right. So you are doing an analysis, but this is really, guys, if you do this correctly, you're going to understand how you're showing up. Okay, now this is where you need to lean in and you really need to start taking some notes, okay? Because this is truth. This is truth. When I understand who I am, when a door is open, remember the door is neutral. The door is neutral. When God opens a door to you, it's neutral. What you do with the door makes it good or bad. When I know that I'm walking in a category that scares me, then I know which weaknesses are going to spring forth. So I need to correlate the strengths that need to spring forth to cover the weaknesses that are going to spring forth. It's strategy. It's strategy. You are blazing a trail. You're blazing a trail. You cannot get in the middle of the jungle and stop. You will get eaten. So by hook or by crook, you've got once you start in the jungle, there's no turning back. You're gonna get cut up by the foliage. You're gonna get bit by some mosquitoes. A snake or two may come out and hang on your arm. By hook or by crook, you keep going. And so you need to be honest and you need to know, okay, this type of door is opening to me. On the other side of this door, yes, on the other side of this door, this is what's gonna show up. This is the type of thing. This is, maybe if it's a new relationship. Some of you guys, this is just not with business. This is just not with ministry. This could be with some people with new relationships, with dating, with marriage, with all of that. If you're showing up, if you're standing in a new doorway and you're not showing up fully, or you're scared, or you're hesitant, or something like that, you're going to lose what could have been a great opportunity and yield it for you a great reward. Right? And so when I walk through this door, this is what's standing on the other side of the door. And so I know, based off of my SWOT analysis, these are the weaknesses that are going to show up. I already know it. I already know that I'm going to feel like I'm, inadequate, or I'm going to go introverted. I know these are the things that are going to show up. But on the other side of my strengths, what can I pull out of my grab bag of strengths to lean into? Because the weaknesses are still going to be there, right? The weaknesses are still going to be there. But if I know what my strengths are, then I can lean into my strengths. And the people who are engaging with me, the environment that's engaging with me, they're going to see me working with my strengths, not see me showing up in my weaknesses. Nobody's mad at us that we have weaknesses, because everybody has weaknesses. What people get mad at is when we show up in our weaknesses and we refuse to move out of our weaknesses. Most people don't understand to move out of your weaknesses is just to move into your strengths. The opportunity to be weak or the opportunity to be strong, right? But if I don't know what my strengths are that correlate to these weaknesses, then I don't know what to lean into, right? And so I'm feeling crazy. I'm not feeling my best. I see what's before me, right? You need to be able to pull out some tools really, really quickly. Is this making sense? Is this making sense? And so right now, what we're talking about is strategy for you to show up to every opportunity and make it a good opportunity. Every opportunity and trailblaze. Every opportunity and become a leader. Every opportunity to rise to the challenge, even in the midst of adversity and in the midst of weakness. It's okay to have weaknesses. It's not okay to dwell there. It's not okay. And so here's the thing. If I don't know if y'all wrote that down, every 3 months, I'm working on a new set of weaknesses. I don't mean to yell at you guys. If I'm yelling at you, I'm sorry. Like, she always yelling at us. We just got, he was yelling at us. Stop yelling at me. Okay. So every 3 months, I need to start working on a new set of weaknesses, even if it's just 2. What do we do right now? We just don't. We don't work on them. We pray about them. We ask God to heal us. How will you know if God has healed you if you never engage with it? How do you know? We don't. Here's the thing. The process of working through it is healing. But when I work through it, when I go through the process of working through it, when I go through the process of walking through it, that's part of being a trailblazer. Because my story becomes food. My story becomes life. My story becomes writing on the wall for the people who are coming behind me. So why we want to snap our fingers and act like prayer is a genie and God is a genie, I understand that to be a leader and to be a trailblazer, I need to walk some of this out. I need to know what it's like to climb the mountain of low self-esteem. I need to know what it's like to climb the mountain of bad self-image. I need to know what it's like to climb the mountain and slide down the mountain of failed relationships. I need to know what it's like to climb the mountain of changing my profession when I'm in my 40s. I need to know what it's like to have my emotions out of control. If I'm a trailblazer. Come on. The strategy for other people to overcome is in your process of climbing the mountain. Their deliverance is in your journey. Trailblazer. When we look at the book and we see Ha blazing the trail, he ran into corners and they were dark. He imagined crazy things out there waiting for him, right? It wasn't as bad, but he couldn't just snap his fingers, right? Sniff and Scurry didn't leave a trail of cheese crumbs for him. He had to climb that mountain. He had to climb that mountain, and so will you. Trailblazer. Courageous leader. The responsibility of living your process. It's part of your legacy. The stories of great people, what makes them so interesting and what makes them so great is the story of them climbing the mountain. That's what makes them great. It's the story of how they overcame the hardship, the methodology of their thinking. That's why we're so drawn to them, because they're more than a conqueror, and we admire that. A lot of times, we don't respect people who it was handed to them. Still just as talented. Come on, guys. Still just as smart. Still doing great things. But because their story is a little softer, we don't respect them as much. We respect what they do, but when I find someone who had to overcome and they emerged in their process of overcoming, I'm attracted to the overcome. That's what I'm attracted to. I'm following them because they overcame. I'm following them because the methodology of their courage. And that's why people are following you. That's why people will fall into your legacy. That's why. And so the very thing that we want to run from, the very thing that we want to stick our head in the sand and get away from, come on. The very thing that we hate about ourselves is the most attractive thing about you. That's where your juice is. Your juice is in your weakness. Your juice is in what you decide to do with your weakness. Your legacy, your story is in your weakness. And how you made your weakness serve you. How you made your weakness serve your process. How you made your weakness bow down. How you silenced your weakness. That's the juice. And so when you do your SWOT analysis and you see you have all these places that need to be worked on, it's not because you're some crazy human being. It's not because you came through a crazy process. It's not because your past is so crazy. It's because that trailblazing, that leadership juice, that leadership weight, that is your portion. That's why you're having to overcome so much. The more you have to overcome, that means the more fortitude you have on the inside of you. The more hidden strength you have on the inside of you. You were built for this and you can take it. Climb the mountain. Climb the mountain. So when you're doing your SWOT analysis, now it's the time to find the courage that when it's time for me to walk through a new door, when it's time for me to walk into a new opportunity, I'm not gonna be seeing all of these crazy things that can happen. I'm gonna spring forth into action. Why? Because this is a time for me to train myself. This is a time for me to see where I've had growth in my weaknesses. Is this making sense? So, back to the stream. This is session 1. Session 2, do the, I put a little video up for you. There's a, just you can see all of the little documents that are in here. And I'm going to add more and more and more. And I'll clean up the comments a little bit. Do all of the exercises to their fullness. This is for you. This is for you. Do all of the exercises to their fullness. Read the book again. Read the book again. This isn't about change as it is about, more so about emerging. And I wish I could tell you that we could lay hands on you and we could pray you into your place of destiny. We can pray you into your place of courage to receive the journey of destiny, to receive the journey to destiny, to receive the journey to move. But if we don't acknowledge some things, if we don't really assess what's going on in us and with us and who we really are, we'll get stuck in the thank you. We're actually in a little class that was supposed to be private, but technology. You'll get stuck in the jungle and you'll die. And the trail that you were to blaze will never get beaten. The path that you were to beat will never get beaten. That path that you were supposed to carve out for the people who are coming behind you, somebody else is going to have to do it. And I don't know about you, but I know about me. I've seen enough people in my life not fulfill what they were supposed to do. And it's not so much, I'm not talking about the end thing. I'm not talking about the end destination. I'm talking about the juice of the journey. They couldn't get with the journey so much they decided not to do it. And I needed their journey pieces. I needed it. And so we're starting at a deficit when the people before us didn't do the journey. I don't want that to be the story over my life. I don't want that to be the story over your life. So do the worksheets, play around in the classroom, come back and comment. I'm going to make a new thread just for random comments. Come back and comment on each other's, what people are doing, what people are saying. If you want to put up some of your goals, if you want to put up some of your aha moments, if you want to put up, how you're feeling when you did the SWOT analysis, if you want to post your SWOT analysis, do it. The class is private. The only people who can see it have to have the link. It's private. Do it. This is a place where people are coming behind you. And I'm saying to you, this class is Annice saying to you, I don't know who's in your corner. I don't know if anybody is in your corner. I don't know how you feel about the people who are in your corner. But I believe in you. And so I want to push you out. As uncomfortable as it will be, as scary as it can be, you're too big to stay here. You're too big to be in this corner. You're too big to try to stand in the shadows. You're too big for that. There's too many people relying on you to get out there and to blaze a trail. And we need you to do it. So, do the work. Make copies of these worksheets. Do the work. Reread the book. Next week, it's going to be a little more intense. Thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't share my screen with you. that technology piece was trying to get me. So I'll figure out something. I'll figure out something. I mean, I could do, I guess, a private Periscope, but I don't like that. The comments are lagging. I don't like that. I really want you guys to engage with each other. So I need something where you guys can, really, I mean, you could hear, I guess, but whatever. Yeah, so, yeah, if you have any, is 1 week, is that going to be long enough for you to do the work? I think it is. I don't want to draw it out. 1 week, is that going to be enough time to, or do you want longer than a week? Okay. 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 This Periscope right here is not private. I'm going to keep it up for maybe a couple days, but I'll probably want to take it down. Unless you guys want me to keep it up because you want to come back and look at it, then I'll leave it up. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. So I'm excited. So keep coming back and forth to the classroom. I'm going to be loading some more stuff in there. Do the work. If you have any questions, hit me up. Okay. 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 I'm going to get with you to see. Okay. You want me to leave it up? You don't want me to take it down? Okay. But next week, I don't think I want it to be, okay. I don't think, or I may just do a Periscope that's private, but I want something that's a little more interactive. I don't like this, just me looking at, it's too much. All right, so I'll leave this one up. That's cool. Okay, we'll get on the phone and we'll figure out the classroom layout because I need to know what you're like kind of looking at. Yeah. Yeah, it's my pleasure, Lenora. Thank you for staying up. I know it's like deep in tomorrow for you. Okay. 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 Well, you guys let me know if Friday works for you. It can be, it doesn't have to be Friday. When we come back, just have your homework done. You can load in whatever you want to load into the classroom, however you want to load it in. We're going to talk about it? Absolutely. We're going to talk about the homework. I really want to hear what you guys have to say once you did it. What did you find out about yourself? What emerged? What changes did you begin to implement, right? What was there that you didn't see, right? So, yeah, I think that's going to be really good conversation. So, when we come back together, everything should be completed because we're going to move on to the next set. There's only three sessions. There's only going to be 3 sessions. And the last session, I really wanted to be uber heavy with planning and logistics and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. So if you guys want a different day, just hit me up. It doesn't have to be Friday. I just kind of randomly chose this day. So if you guys wanted another day, then just kind of let me know. But I'll have to make the final decision by probably Sunday or Monday. So, we know what we're doing. I know it's, yeah, it's about to be Saturday here too. Yeah, it's Saturday. Okay. Okay, so yeah, if you have any questions, yeah, hit me up. If you couldn't get in the classroom, we'll make it happen. And I'm going to find another thing. So I thank you guys for joining. I enjoyed this. You guys are awesome. Yeah. Yeah, but if I took a break, I was going to bed. We only have so many hours in the night. And I don't, I just want to, with the scoping, the regular scoping, I just want to be consistent, with the time, so 7 p.m., hook or by crook, Monday through Friday. I know, Rosette, you're awesome. Then, and so I know, I tried to, we were on the scope. I really was going to be on from 7 to 8, but then the Lord just, hallelujah, did his thing. So we were on a little bit longer. So I know, yeah, this is kind of a lot for me. Yeah. Well, I wanted there to be 30 minutes. That didn't happen. And then, it didn't work. And so, But it's all good because it was a lot. Yes, 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 yes. Good, Rosette. Good, good, good. So next week is going to be intense. So I need you to come. I need you to come ready to talk. I need you ready to, I mean, we really, three sessions is going to be transformational. Okay, okay. Yeah, so it looks like we'll be next Friday at 8:30. Yep, so I'll throw out the platform to you. Yeah. So 3 sessions. It's going to be transformational. Do the work. Do the work. Okay? All right. I love you guys, and I'll see some of you guys tomorrow. All right. Amen. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, Rose. I love you, Val. Oh, I love you too, Joyce. Yep. Thank you, Cedrica. All right. Good night, guys. Good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yes, ma'am.